Yeah.
Okay.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Dead Radio, and with your main man, Bang is Dead, obviously, as you know. And today I've got a special guest, and all our guests are special. Um, but this is a very special guest. But I'm gonna let her introduce herself. Hi, madam.
What up?
How are you doing?
I'm fine, thanks. And you?
I'm good, thank you. So what's your name?
My name, if you don't know, now you know, is DBN GOGO.
Okay,
The only
okay,
DJ you need to follow, the only DJ you need to listen to. Everything hip and happening,
okay.
come to me.
That's you. Yeah.
That's
So
me. Your favorite
first
Grammy.
things first. So this is how all my conversations go. I need to know your background. Like, where you from? Where did you grow up? Like, what's your background like?
Sure, what a complicated story. I'm from Durban. I was born in Durban,
Of
moved
course.
from there. Yeah, I mean, like, I really am from there. Kwamashu, Etegwini.
Okay.
But I moved from there when I was 4 months old. Yeah, 4 months. I lived in Cape Town for a couple of months.
Okay.
Then we moved to Joburg. I think I was one and a bit. Lived in Joburg for quite a bit. I think maybe until I was like 3, 4.
Okay.
I lived in Yeovil actually, when it was still nice. Uh,
You just had to put that out there.
I mean,
Yeah, no,
and
I see you.
then
I see.
and then moved to Pretoria. Yeah, basically lived in Pretoria all my life. Then a couple of years later, moved to France. Moved back from France, back to Pretoria, then to Durban again for boarding.
Wow.
Then
What?
back in Pretoria. Yeah.
Is this an all like one lifetime? Hey, are you for real?
Yeah, I'm not. I mean, I'm not that old.
Wow, dude. Wow, that's wild. Wow, I would have. Dude, you've moved around like quite a lot. Quite a lot.
Yeah, a little bit. But it all kind of seems like the same thing because a lot of it happened when I was like young.
Yeah. I mean, it totally makes sense. So now, where did you? I wouldn't necessarily think that being a DJ was your first option.
No, not generally, but I mean, music, arts is something I've always been a part of. I mean, I've been in choir. I used to be in a dance group. I used to play the piano, played the recorder. I used to do voice lessons.
Wow.
There's literally nothing I haven't done, really. Ballet, everything.
Really, dude. Wow. Okay. So you leave university. I mean, you leave high school, and what was your plan?
I mean, I went to university. I haven't finished though, but I was studying law.
Okay.
I'm just on a break right now because obviously work got really hectic before
Right.
2020 happened. But
Yes.
yeah, work was really hectic. But yeah, currently studying law
So you're gonna go back?
and DJ. I have to finish. I'm quite close to the end, so it just doesn't make sense for me not to just finish it.
Right.
I think
No.
yeah, I've got like maybe 8 modules left.
Dude. So that's something that you can read. Where were you studying it though?
I was at UP and then I went to NISA for a bit.
Okay. So now I'm gonna ask you something because I saw this. I saw your come up like quite vivid because it happened like before a lot of people that were paying attention though. So I saw you coming up and I remember having a conversation with someone, but I don't like the way they brought up the like one of the pointers because it was just literally a conversation about you being a DJ, and then next thing someone is talking about um your mother's occupation, career. What? And I'm just like, bro, wait. What does that have to do with her
I
fucking
would
shit
also
up,
love to
right?
know. It's not the first time I've
Yeah,
heard this. I'd
no,
also
I
love
think
to
it's
know.
no, I think it's because when someone has when someone fucks shit up based on their work ethic, people always have to make some shit up to comfort their insecurities. Like it always has to be a thing of, nah, she made money because they're rich at her house, or he made this because his dad knows how to sew, for argument's sake. Get what I mean?
Firstly, I think people must completely forget the notion of being in any part of the arts and that we're making money. Like,
Right.
it's so touch and go in this industry, you know. That's also not the reason why a lot of us are in it, because if that was the reason, we wouldn't be successful at all. So
Right.
money has to be completely removed from the situation.
Mm-hmm.
Have had other advantages that some people may not have 100%. But in life, you miss every
That's
opportunity you
life.
don't take.
Yeah.
That's literally just life. Do my parents have anything to do with it? No. A lot of them,
Of course not.
well, not, sorry, I had 4 parents. So, I mean, me saying a lot of them, I'm talking about them, but like, they only started to realize that it was a real thing this year. So, if anyone does think that anything to do with my parents has to do with how I got to where I am or how quickly or whatever, they don't have the range. Sorry. They don't have the range. I promise you. Like, a lot of the stuff I was doing on my own, I still do on my own. Literally, until I played on that channel or thing, my parents had never seen me DJ a day in their lives. So, I mean, people can really think what they want, but it's just like
They
they don't have
definitely.
the range. If we were talking about other things, maybe they can say so, but like, that's just not my, oh my God.
But like, I'm recording that. I
Okay,
guess
there
we
we go.
decided to come back. Um, I'm guessing you can see me now, dude. Where were
100%.
we?
Oh,
I
I mean, I was
forgot.
just basically saying like they don't have the range. If it was other things like other things, maybe people could talk, but like I'm just not that person, you know. Like, also, why are people so offended by successful people or
I don't know. I told you.
successful people
I think it challenges
breeding
their
successful people?
insecurities. It challenges
Successful
their.
people, yeah.
It challenges
Hmm?
their insecurities. You need to understand that a lot of people are insecure. People are actually generally insecure beings. If you're gonna keep it 100, and the moment they bump into someone that's doing something that they want to do or something they thought about doing, it bothers them. The moment someone is more consistent at something that they wish they were consistent at, it bothers them. It's just how it
Yeah,
is.
I totally get that, but even my thing is with this whole chat and just the fact that like someone like you, I mean, I've met you on a couple of occasions, but it's not like we talk regularly. Someone was so
Right.
comfortable enough to come to you and tell you things about my family personally that I probably haven't even told them. They probably heard it from somewhere else, but they were so
Through
comfortable
ABCD.
with coming to you, tell you that, trying to diminish the fact. But it's like, okay, how many people can we get if this narrative was true? Because you can't argue with everyone else. So if that
Definitely can't.
narrative that you're trying to push fails, then what's wrong with everyone else? Are they crazy? Like, if they feel what I'm
Look, people are
doing,
just
like,
haters.
is something wrong with
You
them?
need to understand that. If people are,
That makes
dude,
no sense.
you um literally hands down had like the hottest 2019. I'm sure you even know
Yes.
that, dude. You came out of nowhere and literally just went at everybody's necks. That's literally,
So
and the one thing I can really dab you on is the fact that look, people can hate, but I always say this to a lot of people that people can hate on a lot of things, but they can't hate on consistency and work ethic. Like that's literally something you can't take away from someone. Like you can say, as an artist, you can say I make bad music, you can say I suck at performing, but if I'm always releasing music and if I'm always doing something, like surely
something's gonna catch.
something's gotta give, bro. You know what I mean? Like something's gotta give. And that's what a lot of people don't get. That it's just like, bro, like there's a lot of things you can hate on, but with ethic. If I'm waking up at
You
6 and you're waking up at 10 every morning, those 2 hours gonna
you
make the
know,
difference and it's gonna show.
I even don't even like those kind of comparisons. I just feel like talented people want to sit on their talent and ride it as if it's supposed to take them somewhere when real life doesn't dictate that. Like, talent and hard work have to meet somewhere, which is why we have a
Right.
lot of untalented people that are popular or famous or rich or whatever the case may be, because that is not the measure of success. Your
Right.
talent cannot be the only measure. If you, Benny, like, were someone who could make the best clothes in the world, and all you want to do is just make the best clothes in the world, what happens when you now put it into a business?
Mm.
What happens? Because all you are worried about is your talent and making that product. There has to be other things coming in that help it turn it into a business to make money or to whatever. Because your talent is not something that's just going to speak. Someone else has to say, oh, shit, I actually like his stuff. There
Mm.
is some sort of validation or something that you have to get from someone else. And it's just like talented people really hate it when someone else is getting that over them because their talent is supposed to speak above everything else. But also remember, creativity is very like subjective. I can
Yes.
decide whether I fucks with what you're doing or not.
Yes. But now also,
So
why are you
your
talking
work
about yourself
ethic,
like
your
you're not
spirit,
talented?
that's but that's my thing. Because
Because you just like
this
talented
narrative
people.
basically dictates that I am not, because I could not have gotten where I am with my talent.
Impossible.
That's basically what it says.
Look,
So it's just like,
I personally don't think. Look, I do think there's such a thing as talent which exists, right? But to a certain
mm,
degree, I don't give talent enough energy because it's just like it's talent, dude. Like it's talent, and it's high key a skill that someone else can learn tomorrow, if they wanted to, and that doesn't
so
set you
many
apart from
things.
anyone. Yeah, that doesn't set you apart
Michael
from anyone. If
Jordan's
someone,
documentary, I was literally watching it just today. He was saying his brothers used to kick his ass in basketball. He was not the best player in his own family. But what the hell did he do? He practiced every day
every
until he became the best, because
Michael
his
Jordan,
talent met his hard work in the middle.
yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah.
things don't just happen.
Only if life was like that. Only if life was like that. So now, look, I need you to talk to me about your first couple of months as a DJ, because I really just saw you go from um, this girl that plays on piano to yo, that's DBN GOGO, you know? And that happened like in
That
a very
means you
short
even
period
jumped
of
on
time.
late.
Like it really
I think that means you
exactly.
jumped on late. You
I
jumped on
definitely
even late.
did. I definitely look. I started to notice that I was just like, okay, I see you, but let's see what you can do. Because look, I don't want to say like I pay attention to a lot of people, so I only see okay, this person's new, that's new, but it's not about who's new and who's doing. It's about how long you can do. You know what I mean? Like that's literally like how I see a lot of things. It's just like it's not about you. It's about withstanding the test of time. If you don't withstand the test of time, then you're not gonna be here for very long. Because we have
Exactly.
like I can imagine like when I started out as a brand, I had so many people like with brands. Like I'm sure when Dead was dead, there was like probably like 6 other upcoming brands.
Hmm.
And when I look back today, it's just like, damn, okay, they didn't do it. But at that time, people were comparing us together. They're comparing us like, yo, this, that, this, and this is what showed me that, yo, a lot of people perceive this thing as a sprint, but it's actually really a marathon. You know what I mean? So when I see
Marathon.
your name like withstanding the marathon, it's just like, okay, clearly there's something special about her, and not necessarily based on her DJing skills. Like there's something up here which makes her function in such a way that she sees a marathon
100%.
and not a sprint. Because there's a lot of things you could have done wrong. You get what I mean? In the first beginning stages, there's a lot of things that could have got into your head and would have defined who you are today. So now, what are those things that you would say are different of here? You look like you're about to say something. What are you gonna say?
No, because you started off the questions with asking like how was the beginning stages. Like, the beginning was rough, dude. It was really rough. I had no idea what I was doing. I was learning. And For me, also, it was really hectic because I was learning but gigging. Not even at like real
Mm,
gigs. You can say sharp. My first gig was Tony Fontaine, but you forget Tony Fontaine at midday versus Tony Fontaine after 3. It's two very different events. Like I
right,
did groundwork. I used to sit by myself. Any event you'd see me on the flyer too. I was there by myself with my friends. We were the only ones there. I was there playing, testing things out. Like I was literally, besides the knowledge that like Venom gave me, I was literally like teaching myself, how do I want to go about this? How do I put these songs together? How do I mix on this CDJ? How do I mix on the next one? Because equipment varies everything, and it's just like a lot of people don't want to do the groundwork. They just want to be put on. It's just like there's so much you have to go through. You have to go on the journey. Like just becoming famous the next day with something like this, you're not gonna last very long because people
right.
put you there. People
Mm,
put you there, and they can take you away from it just as fast. Which is why we have overnight successes and 15 minutes of fame, and like you come and then you're gone because you didn't do the
right.
groundwork. There's no people that came up with you. Someone just said, "Oh, this person's interesting." Then everyone jumped on. It's just like I get a lot of people still treating me like I remember the first time I heard about you, and every single time people was just like there was a question mark every single time. Like, who is this? What is this? What do they do? What does she look like? I don't get it. When you discover things on your own, you build people up, then you go along the journey, which is why you have the kind of thing that sets you apart from like everyone else because you've
Right.
walked the journey. You're a testament of what that thing does, that hard work, that support, that everything does. I didn't just spring out of nowhere. Even people that can say like, wow, dude, I actually can't believe it, because you can't believe it because you remember hearing about it, but like you're just like, ah,
Yeah.
one of those things, it's gonna come, it's gonna go. But like it came and it stayed.
Right. So look, at this point in time, I'm assuming that the moment while you were studying law and you decided to start practicing or learning how to DJ, I mean, you took it at both hands and you never looked back. Clearly.
Nothing.
So did you
Nothing.
think you would be where you are today when you started?
No way. I won't even lie. Like I from literally day by day, I noticed the changes, and it's just like it's so weird because now you're also at that stage where people are just starting to like accept you for what you are. They just take it. Other people do it because also others are doing it. So like there's no more questions asked, and it's just like
Mm.
so weird. Like you guys
So
need
now
someone
they
else to
already
tell you
know.
that this thing is dope. Yeah, it's just like it's such a weird like space to be in because like
Yeah.
I'm obviously still hovering in the middle of that space between like, oh my god, now you're it, you've made it, and then between like being up and coming, and it's just like
You think? You
so
think you're
weird to
hovering between that
navigate.
space? I don't think
I
so.
still think so.
No, man. Let me tell you why I don't think so, right? Like, okay, look, this is what happens. In my head, this is how I see things, right? So in my head, um, there's certain things that people need to get to when you know that they're past that level. Like now, this person is close to being a big deal. Um, and that's when people you thought wouldn't dab them. You get what I mean? Like especially, but what I like about DJs, like if there was any other industry I'd be in, I'd actually be a DJ because DJs actually really show love to one another and they actually really build each other up. Like if you hot, I'm gonna tell all my DJ buddies that you're hot and we're gonna make it pop. You know what I mean? Whereas in a lot
Mm.
of industries, the thing of, this person's popping up before me. I hate you. But in DJing, it's like, yo, let me put you on. Let me see what else we can do. So I just see the way you move, dude. Like each time you interact with people, especially on social media, it's almost as if these people like feel very connected to you. You know what I mean? Like they feel very relatable to you. So
And I think that's one thing that I've always tried to maintain is just the authenticity. I would never want to be something that I'm not. And obviously, just as you're following and everything grows, it becomes a little bit harder because I'm not going to be able to respond to everyone or speak to everyone. But you have to keep that human element because it's just like what firstly
I hate that I
attracts
can't
a
hear you.
human to another human. You cannot hear me. That's
Yeah, I can't hear you.
impossible.
Like you're breaking. No, I can hear you, but it's breaking. It's like, hi, what's your name? I'm Benny.
Okay, you're not breaking at all. Am I still
I'm not
breaking?
breaking.
I'm not
Say
you're not
something.
breaking
Say
at all.
like a long ass text. I mean message.
What? Like sentence
Yeah, no,
or
you're still
speak?
breaking.
That's very weird. I have no idea what's going on because I'm hearing you so clear.
Still. Do you wanna try? Must I try to call you again?
Shab.
Jesus. Oh,
That's so weird.
okay. You back? You
I
back?
did nothing. I did nothing.
Yeah. Wi-Fi is playing me today, dude. It's really playing me today. My
Yeah.
Wi-Fi is really playing me today. But yeah, say that again. I've really lost you back there. You
Wait.
forgot. Okay, wait. I need to pick my brain. I know I can find where we were. Just give me a second. Give me a second, please.
I mean, I also just love how informal this is, and like even when people watch it, like they're
Yeah,
gonna be
like
like, oh,
fuck, dude, I
it is
forgot where
what
we
it is.
were. Oh my god. Oh, you were talking about an industry that you didn't want to get into.
I never said I didn't want to get into it.
No,
I
not
just
get
said
into,
I
but you
feel
said something
like
about an industry.
no, I just feel like authenticity is something like people relate to. Um, when you see like a lot of artists when they put together, there's kind of that blueprint that everyone has, same thing, which is
Mm-hmm.
why, like maybe in a place like America, you can swap artists like this. Like one day there's a new one, there's a new one, there's a new one, and like even
Yes.
forget about them because they use the same blueprint because they know it works. But it's just
Yes.
like I think the rest of us went against everything that people would say works, and it's just like people actually just genuinely like you because of who you are, on top of what you give out.
Yes. Yes. No, I know you know that. Because dude, I'm telling you, like I've watched a lot of how you move and it's just like I find it very smooth how you're actually very intentional with everything you do. Extremely intentional. I know. Look, I just notice those things because I see how people move, and it's just like, okay, you saw that, and it's just like, for example, when we were talking about the Mapolisa thing online, where when a lot of artists would beef that you're giving an album for free, but they don't understand that when I'm giving you an album for free, everyone wants to listen to that album. Who you gonna call? Me. So regardless of you pirating the album, at the end of the day, you're eventually gonna give me money. Like, duh. And that's
Hundred
just,
percent.
you know what I mean? Like, how did no one get that?
But that's also about understanding the country that we live in and the dynamics that work everywhere. Everyone who's an artist in South Africa, yes, they make money from music, yes, but you make a lot more money. Sync deals, brand work, bookings. That
Right.
is where majority of your money as an artist in South Africa comes from. How do you get bookings?
Your songs.
Like something has to be out there. Your music, your whatever,
Yeah.
something, your image, your brand, something has to be out there so people can consume it. So if a person like Pori is giving out music for free, he knows he's going to make 10 times that amount because people want to now see and hear the songs live in front of them. So the bookings obviously increase. And also, people
Right.
forget South Africa, you make money from catalogs. That's how people make money from music, you know? We see a lot of people,
Mm-hmm.
went gold, they went platinum. It's like 20K. And even when platinum gold's like 20,000 rand from damn royalties. Like people don't even understand that like you don't make money from singles. Your money comes from having lots and lots and lots of music out. And imagine someone like Pori. How many albums did they drop? Firstly, Scorpion King, the very first one's not even a year old yet. Not even a
Yeah.
year old.
Yeah,
How
nah.
many albums have they dropped since the very first one? Do you understand what I mean?
Many. Dude, crazy. Yeah, I understand exactly what you mean.
So it's like you also have to live and understand. A lot of people want to get into this industry and don't understand it and don't partake in it. Or, you're scared of your art being out there. It's just like there's no other ways. You have to create art for people to consume. That's how it works, If you want to make a living off of it, at least. That's how
Right.
it works. You have to give it out there and you have to understand the landscape of our country. I can't expect to play at certain places if I also don't go there. That's actually just how I actually came up. I partied a lot. That's what I used to do. That's even how I came up with this thing of like, actually, I can definitely play better than these guys. Musically, I can tell you in my head, I'm better than these guys. I just have to learn how to physically play it on this equipment. And that's something you teach yourself. But no
You're gonna
one
have to
can
say that
take
again.
away
I lost you,
how.
and I feel like you said something so. This is something I want to hear so bad. Oh my
What was the
god.
last thing I said?
You're saying about how you go to an event and you listen to the DJs, and you're like you can play better than those
Yeah,
guys.
I was basically saying in my head, like my thought process, how I process sounds and music will be 100% different to them. So I'm saying in my head, I know I can do it better than them. I just had to learn how to use the equipment to be able to do it, which is something you teach yourself or you get taught. But my
Right.
musical mind is very different, which is something you can't take away from me, which is that expected thing that makes me different.
I low key lost you. Just give me 1 second. Let me check in the
Ah,
next room. I know. I know. Let me just check. I think someone's doing something. Give me
Gooby.
1 minute.
Sure.
Oh my god.
That blue USB, it's inside there probably. Blue USB. No. Like like it wasn't. It's not broken. Okay. Sharp.
Yeah, I'm back.
Mm.
I hope I can hear you properly now. Okay, okay. It was busy jamming, but I can hear you now.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. People are
Okay.
gonna hate me, but it's my. I don't
Yeah,
know what's
no.
going on. It can't be my
The
Wi-Fi,
slugs
man.
are
Like,
missed.
yeah, it is. It really is. But yeah, where were we?
You're the interviewer.
What do you mean I'm the interviewer? You are the talker. I'm not the interviewer. We're having a conversation.
This is your platform, Bengi.
I
You
lost you
see now,
again. At this point, I don't
it's
know if
your
it's me or you.
Wi-Fi.
It
It's
has
the
to be you.
bottom. It definitely can't be me because clearly my signal is picking up.
At this point, it can't be me.
I don't know what to tell you
At this
because
point, it really can't be me.
if I get off the Wi-Fi, anyone can call me. I can't be on airplane mode.
Yeah, I know. But it can't be me now. This is definitely you.
I'm on full bars, bruv.
So am I, bro.
So what do you want me to do?
But anyway, no, let's just carry on. I just hope it catches on. I just keep losing you. But look, if it fails again, you don't mind giving me another day, right? You don't need to have a
Oh
beat.
no, no. I'm not doing this all beat. My hair's at the bottom.
You don't need a beat though. What do you mean?
Oh, dude, you don't know
I
how
hope
small my eyes
everyone that's
actually
gonna
are in
watch
real
this
life.
and is listening to this understands that I actually had to wait till a later time so that you had a beat.
No, I was saying because I was filming, I was recording today.
I
I'm gonna
know, I
have the
know, I
beats.
know, I
Yeah.
know, I know, I know. I'm just pushing a joke because
There's a
I
lesson.
literally
There's a
saw.
lesson on branding. There's a
I
lesson on
know, I
branding, guys.
know. I literally,
Always
you know,
stay on brand.
when I read that, I laughed because I was just like, ah, okay. I was just like, there's no need for a beat. I want this to be as natural as possible. But obviously, I can't say that because what if you being in a beat is natural? I mean, we're in 2020 now.
Nah, dude. Like
So,
official work, like has to be at a certain standard. I did a thing for SABC and I didn't have a beat on, and now from a
you
little
see, every
phone to
time you
now is on
e-
TV.
every time you say something serious, you break. I swear down.
Will be.
Every time you say something serious, and then when you stop, like now, tip top. I can hear you. I can see you. I don't
I
know. Do we
mean,
carry on? I think we should try again. We should try, right? Now,
maybe let's start the call
bef-
again.
we definitely can try do that,
Okay.
but it's working now. That's the weird part.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Okay. What is your next
All right.
question, Bangi?
It's not a question. We're having a conversation. It's not a question. What do you mean? So, how are you making money right now? I know you did a global thing with Bacardi. Is it Bacardi? It's Bacardi, eh?
Yes. Yeah. It's
Yeah, I see
Bacardi.
you. Look, I see you. You literally the only DJ right now that's really doing what they're doing, and for me, to see it happen, it's really quite interesting. It's actually intriguing to watch it happen because it's in full view, and all you're literally doing is just outworking the rest. Literally.
But do you know why I say things are relative?
Why?
Because I'm not the only DJ that's working. I'm not. I mean, all these other platforms have been on. Other people are on them. If you look at the Mawisa or Zinhle, they're doing Castle Light, they're doing all sorts of other things. Mapurusa was on Bacardi with me. There's all sorts of other things that's going on. But because
But it's not about that.
relatively in your mind,
It's not about
they've
that.
made it. You don't care. They obviously it's assumed that they have to work because they're at a
No,
certain stage. They've made it.
no,
So you
that's
don't
not why.
even look at it like that. So what
No.
is it? What
why
is
you
it?
make, why are you making it seem like I'm boxing you
I'm
in
telling
though?
you.
I'm not
No,
boxing
I'm
you
telling
in.
you.
No, let me tell you why. It's because okay, this is how I look at this is how I look at things, right? So in everything there's tiers, né? Certain artists belong to certain tiers, certain DJs belong to certain tiers. They're allowed to do certain
Exactly.
things. No, listen, I'm not saying any tier is bad, any tier is good. It's just a tier.
I don't fit in the tier.
No,
I
no,
don't
no,
fit
no,
in
no.
their
Relax.
tier,
No,
which
no.
is makes.
I didn't say that.
Ah,
Right. So when I say your name, I view with like other DJs that possibly like that low key have the same vibe as you, probably came out at the same time as you, probably um around your circle. Like I look at stuff like that, and that's how I place people in tiers. You know what I mean? Like because it's all depending on how long they've been in the game, where they play, who they play for, and with what they've done, how do they move with it, how do they create traction. And out of everyone else in your tier, you're like the only one that's I would say has perfected it because you understand that traction is the currency, and traction being the currency, it also it corresponds with consistency because traction without consistency is no traction. So
100%.
you getting that and the other, so that's why I say in your tier, like you're for me in my eyes, when I look at people in your tier, you're leading the pack because you get it. Fine, one person will do one thing you do, but then you'll get like all four, and it's not necessarily only based on on gigs though, man. It's just based on how you move. Like you get that in order to grow your customer base, like you need to be like, people need to find something relatable about you. And there's I think people find you extremely relatable, and that's why I see on Twitter people feel free asking you anything, talking to you about anything. So now you get it. It's not based on anyone making it. It's just about like the eye. Having the eye. You get it. It's about being intentional. You get it?
Yes, intention.
Yes,
very
it's
important.
about being intentional. It's about posting and tweeting something, knowing the exact intention. But people don't know what your intention is, but you know what you're trying to do. And it's just like the thing that you did with the champagne in the mouth. Like, no one will probably know that you're actually the first person to do that thing.
No, but dude, even that thing, I was definitely not the first person to do it.
But you know
Definitely
what I
not. Like
mean, though.
I didn't. Yes, but that's the thing. You
You know
have
what I
to
mean?
do things until someone did it, and then you're just like, oh, that's weird, that's ratchet or whatever. Then someone else did, and then it was just like, okay, what is this person doing? But when I say, okay, I'm gonna keep doing it until you guys think it's something cool, but also because I look cool while doing certain things. It's like,
Oh,
okay,
okay.
that's actually
Okay.
cool. Like in my head, I can be thinking something completely different. Like, what the fuck am I doing? This doesn't make no sense. But what is your intention? Do you want people to actually look at this, or do you want it to just be another thing that just passes? And it's like, you have to move with intention. Every single thing that you do, you have to move with intention.
Right. Right. You see why I say you get it? So it has absolutely
Yeah,
nothing to do with
no,
people that
dude.
have
I
made
mean,
it.
even that champagne thing. Yeah, that champagne thing. Like, there were two very popular people who spoke about it on the timeline some point last year, saying that, I can't believe you guys like have made this thing a thing. Last year, you were saying that the person who did it was saying it was so ratchet, whatever. You know, like
It's
you
life,
guys,
bro.
you change your minds quickly, whatever.
Yeah.
And my thing was just like, why don't you tag me if that's how you feel about it? You know, because you're not directing it at how people feel about this thing. You're actually directing it at how people feel about me.
No
But
cap. Yeah. Very direct. And it's like, oh, no.
go off. But go off. You know, go off.
Yeah. You know, when I saw that thing, when I saw more people doing that, you know, I laughed because I was like, this hand got what she wanted. And it's working. Because I really saw it like that. Like, I saw someone talk about it, and it's like, okay. In my head, I was like, this thing is going to come and go. Then I saw you do it. I was like, okay, it's cool.
They're doing
But
it in clubs overseas,
yeah,
bro.
yeah, bro. That's when I knew that, okay, I guess it worked. And that's what I was talking to. I remember in one of these discussions I was talking to Tejo, and he's like, for him, that's how the pink hair worked. It's like, it's all about gimmicks. It's like, it's low key all about
Yes.
gimmicks. And the gimmicks is what makes you relatable, because someone can do it and be like, yo, I did that Hans move, or I dyed my hair like that nigga, for argument's sake. And that's what is needed. So now you get it. It's my point across. You
Yeah.
get it now. I really wanted, because
100%.
so it has absolutely nothing to do with anything else. But yeah, there's a couple of other things I want to get into. Um, I see how you move online, and I see how you never really talk about your personal life. You never really document your personal life. Is that intentional? Well, obviously. But why? What's the reason behind that?
I mean, there's nothing that I don't talk about that people need to know. Like, I'll tweet about like just regular everyday things that happen to me or that I see or whatever the case may be. But no, like, I just feel like there's no need to overshare. And just generally in my own life, I have struggled with that, like oversharing. People don't care.
Right.
People don't care. So why even put it out there?
Right.
Why even put it out there? Like, people don't care. Give them what they want. So,
What do they want?
like, you'll see me randomly. So maybe one day I'll be like, no, today's a good day for like a inspirational quote. Like, even if I wasn't like serious, and I'll like tweet it, like, this is how I feel today. It doesn't really sound right, but I know someone's gonna get it.
Bite it,
I
yeah.
tweet goes out to be like, you know, That makes so much sense. It's just like,
Yeah, you get it.
just relate.
Yeah.
Just relate.
So now tell me, on a day-to-day, obviously things have changed now with this whole Corona, COVID-19. So obviously going forward, things are going to be extremely different. But before it was different, like, did you have any? Okay, let's not even talk about before, because before doesn't count anymore, really and truly.
Yeah.
Let's talk about right now. So you've got this thing going on called Quarantunes.
Yeah.
What's that about? You live DJ or
No, it's just live DJ sets. Because after the lockdown house party, because I mean, even when we went into the lockdown, I was just like, how am I gonna work? How am I gonna practice? There's things I want to learn, things I want to teach myself, even just about how I play. How am I gonna do that? Because I don't have equipment. And then lockdown happened, and then it was just like, I actually don't have a choice. I need to find a way to get more stuff out there because the attention is here. People are watching. People want to know. And it's just like, why sit back and do nothing? So I hired the money that I got. I hired equipment for the duration of the lockdown. I even extended it now. And I'm just like, I need to be able to put things out. You have to stay on top of people's minds because when things go back to normal, it's going to be like this. And I need to be in every corner of this country. When things go back to normal, you have to stay like stay on the
Yeah.
news like the whole time. And it's just like, how can I do that from my home? Well, I can do mixes. I can do live mixes. Put the elements that people like about you when they see you, which is something I used to get a lot about. Even just my stories, how I do my stories when I'm at parties. Like people always like, I feel like I'm there, or I remember you did this certain move to that certain song. So people always relate that thing back to you.
Yeah.
So it's like you have to keep that thing going. And like a lot of people weren't doing that. You'd only get it from like the big guys. And it's just like I consciously have to put effort into it to get a certain result out. Otherwise, people forget. Like
Yeah.
everyone's attention span is really, really short.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd rather be doing too much than having people ask, when is this coming? When is this coming? When is this
Right.
coming? So yeah. And also just
Wow.
to get more work, having equipment is easier for me. When someone says, hey, can we have a mix? Out, it's done. I give it to them, it's there, it's done.
That's really
So
dope.
everywhere you go, when you open your phone, when you turn on the radio, you have to hear DBN GOGO, DBN GOGO. So it's just like
So now
to
your
work.
residency with what is it? 5FM?
5 FM, yeah.
When did that come into action? Have you guys been talking about it for a while?
So Smash actually called me. I think it was the week after the lockdown. So
Okay.
a lot of people like I saw tweets after the first set went up last week, like, oh Shemza, you're very powerful. And it's just like 100% I can agree with that. You put me on the platform, a lot of people know me, but like not everything is a direct effect of something. It's like a
Right.
lot of these things we were speaking about already, things were
Mm.
already being put into place. Everything was supposed to happen a certain way, and then Corona happened, and everything had to take a left.
Right.
Sorry, these things are hurting my ears. And
Yeah, I mean, now
everything
we
had to take a
understand you're not used
left.
to them.
Like I do over ears.
Yeah, yeah.
This is ridiculous. Like, how do you guys use AirPods? I hate them.
Bro, I don't know. I mean, I don't see the point, bro. Like, I've got earphones. Like, if they break, then I'll get AirPods. But yeah, I get exactly what you mean. Like, it's not a direct translation. I think it also comes back to instant gratification. Like we're living in a digital era where people think really things happen overnight. And that's because of your
It's not.
Instagrams, that's because of your Twitters. Like people, and I've had this thing, I've said this before on the show, and it's because for me, it's something very close to heart because we're getting to a point where we're having a whole generation believe something that is incorrect. Like that you can wake up today and tomorrow and be the biggest thing. It's like you said in the beginning, like there's no groundwork done. So best believe we will be seeing you at the bottom sometime soon because you don't even you haven't even went through after things you're supposed to know how to handle being where you need to be. And I got that, and I got that a couple of ways. And then also when you watch like these gambling stories or the lottery stories where niggas win like millions on rands, but they lose it all. Why? It's because they don't know what it took. Like they don't know
Yeah.
what it means to hold
And
that
also,
much
when
power.
you have it, what's the plan? What is your plan? When you've got it, what's the plan?
So what's your plan?
I
You got
don't
it.
think I have a plan per se, but my plan is always to move forward, keep pushing forward.
So the
Sorry,
plan is to fuck shit up.
keep pushing. Yeah,
I think you can fuck shit
like
up.
dude,
I mean, you fucked it up to this point
like
consistently.
dude,
By the way,
people would be shocked. There's still gigs that I do for free. Like people would be really shocked. It depends on exactly where you want to be and where you want to go. You have to pick and choose. Like what is your path? Also learn how to negotiate, learn things about the industry that you're in so you can also better negotiate for yourself. But
right?
there's certain things I'm willing to do to get to where I need to be.
Right.
Obviously, like I'm not gonna kill someone or like backstab someone or
We
whatever,
don't
but
know
like
that.
there are things I will do to get to where I need to be. If that also means like letting go of dead weight, I'm going to have to do that. Or
Pun not
separating
intended.
a lot of things. Yeah. God. Or just, separating myself from things that will slow me down in this aspect. Not everything is personal. Like this
Right.
is work for me. I'm gonna come above a lot of things. Like I've sacrificed a relationship for this. Like people don't know. I'm willing to do whatever it takes. And that is why no one can actually tell me or pinpoint that this is what actually got into this place. No one got
No,
me to this place except for me.
you did. Word. What do you mean you sacrificed a relationship? Did you have a man that didn't like you being a
Oh,
DJ or what?
yeah, dog. Yeah, it was
Really?
bad.
Like I was like, yo, ma, you can't be DJ.
Not even like that, but just very unsupportive. Like other people would be very much supportive, then he'd obviously have to follow the crowd. Like the night we broke up, actually, like someone called me, like, "Hey, come spin," and then he was just like, "Why didn't you tell them that like you're busy?" And I'm like, "I'm not busy. We're watching series. I'm gonna go work because I want to get on decks. I want to practice. That's what I want to do all the time." And like I was doing my makeup, and he was just like, "So is this it?" I'm just like, "Dog,
I wanna go
I don't know
spot.
what to tell you, but
That's
I'm
so
gonna go
weird.
work. If you wanna be here when I get back, that is
Cool.
completely up to you. But I will understand if you're not going to be." And at the end, it's just like
Just like that?
I wouldn't hold you back. Yeah, just like that.
Dude, but that's weird
Haven't
as hell,
spoken to him
dude.
since that day.
That's so weird. How the hell are you gonna be with someone that you don't want to support? Like that's the weirdest thing. I never get that. Like I have a saying that I say that look, if you can control, okay, there's certain things you can control and there's certain things you can't control. We already know that as human beings, right? So when it comes to relationships, right? Whether it's family, whether it's platonic relationships, whether it's relationships, like things are completely different. Because you get to choose. Whereas when it comes to close family, if your close family is unsupportive
Sorry.
and if they treat you like shit, nah, it's okay. Bless you.
Yeah.
Bless you. Corona.
What a mess.
I'm joking.
Not a damn.
No, I'm capping. I'm capping. Yeah, so what I'm saying is you get to choose, right? Like you get to choose. If you get to choose who comes into your life, you need to make sure that the people that you choose are people that are gonna water you as a plant. You know what I mean? They're gonna water you and they're gonna make sure that you grow. If they don't water you and nourish you, like they need to go because they don't need to be there. They don't need to be there.
I mean, I don't completely agree with that because just like also when someone meets you, like if I'm taking myself as an example, this is not the person that they met. This is not the path that they thought I would be taking. And it's very different when now you sort of said like he was working and stuff. You sort of set in your career, you know what you're doing, and I'm just trying to figure things out. And obviously
Right.
for you, you're just like DJing. Like what the hell, dude? There's 5 million. There's more DJs in this country than there are citizens. You know, like what are you doing with your time? There's so much more you could be doing with your time or whatever. And it's just like not everyone wants to sit and wait for the journey, and everyone is allowed to choose themselves. And I do not ever blame him for choosing himself. He didn't want to sit along and wait for this journey, but you never know what you're going
Shame.
to win or gain or lose or
That's a
whatever.
fair
It's just
point.
like
I can't
you're
agree with you.
completely allowed to choose yourself.
Yeah.
And that's what he did, just like I did. I chose my career, I chose myself. And you actually can't hold anything against someone for doing that, because I can't even say like, oh, he was unsupportive or he was whatever. It's just like, it's also kind of like a weird thing for him, because like, where the fuck does this whole
Does
thing
this
come
come
from?
from?
Why do you want to
Yeah.
DJ?
Why all
And
of a
it's like,
Sunday? Yeah.
I woke
Okay.
up and that's what I felt like, Doug. That's what I felt like. And like, I'm just going to
But
do it.
but at the same time, in the same breath, isn't being with someone meant for better and for worse? Well, you're not married though. I get it. But it's like,
Exactly.
look, I get it, but at the same time, it's like you can't look. This is what I've had to teach myself. It's not like I wanted to. I had to. What I had to understand is that when it comes to relationships, dude, things are gonna change. Like your partner's not gonna always be on their phone at 7 p.m. Your partner's not gonna always see you 7 days a week. Your partner, like, there's so many things that could. And fine, it's cool to make it a pattern, but things can change. And when they change, don't question the change, because sometimes it means nothing. It's just that someone wants to do something different.
I just feel like a lot of people are stifled by what if you fail? Now I'm gonna be with the person that's failed. I have to come and pick up the pieces. I
Wow,
just don't
never
feel
thought
like
about it like
I
that.
need to. I just don't feel like I need to be part of that energy, whatever. And that's why I say, like, people are allowed to be selfish. You're allowed to choose yourself. You don't have to go along with someone's journey. That is their journey completely. And
Yeah,
like, it is what it is. Um, just like the same thing when the parent pushes back, like, why do you want to do arts? Like, why don't you just get a degree? Why don't you do that? It's just like you're scared that they're gonna fail.
yeah.
That's why parents would love to be like, follow your dreams, we support you. And it's just
But
like,
they
it's not
scared you're
always
gonna
realistic,
fail.
because it
You're gonna
doesn't
be their
it
baggage.
doesn't happen for everyone.
Yeah,
Yeah, it does not happen for everyone.
totally
So
get you. Now it makes sense why I've had a couple. I mean, I've had a couple of past relationship people that have given up on me, and now it
Doug, you
makes
make
sense. Like,
clothes. You make
what does that have to do
clothes.
with? What does that have
God
to do with
damn.
anything? What the hell does that have to do with anything?
It's just the landscape of our country. Like, who would have thought people wanna like buy streetwear? I'm keep was like the last thing that like popped off, and those were
Right,
t-shirts. I needed to get my hands on them, but it's
we
like,
all did.
dog, if your stuff doesn't give me the feeling keep gives me, now I'm with the guy who's just sewing clothes all the time. It's just like no one, not everyone wants to be part of that journey. Like you
Yeah.
get it. Like you're crazy about it when you put the thread inside the machine and like you stitch it, like you
I
are
can't
losing your
believe you.
mind. But other people don't get it.
I get you. I can't believe you though. That's a funny story.
Do you see what I
Dude, I
mean?
mean, but if I was a hand, I'd view it differently. I'd view it so completely differently. Like, on God. Like, I have this weird, like, I make a lot of theories in my head. And the theory I've always had is like, damn, if I was a hand, I'd definitely like date a nigga in every industry I think will be like sufficient. So I'm gonna have a DJ
But you have to
boyfriend and I'm a
think
DJ dresser.
that person's dope first. You have to think that they're dope. And a lot of people want to find you when you're already dope. They don't want to build with you. Because
Damn.
now I have to decide, are you dope or not? Now 5 years down the line, something's still not
You're
happening.
not dope.
Do I still think you're dope? Like, we're
Wow.
actually in hell. Odds.
Wow. So
We're
you
in
just have to
hell.
find the right to die. You didn't find the right to die. So that even after 5 years, if nothing's popping up, it's just like, yo, I love this nigga. I've been here for 5 years, so I gotta stink. No, dude, but come on.
That's
I mean,
it.
at this point, so I'm guessing you don't have anyone that's giving you stress about your career at this point in time.
No. I am all about me, honey. I ain't got time for niggas.
Yeah, wish I could. Okay, no, I actually can't say that on camera, but yeah. I
I think it's
totally
far
get you.
enough into the live.
I,
See, you make
I'm.
close. I told you. She ain't gonna watch until this far into the live.
You never know. She might just, bro. You never know what you mean. Oh, you're a funny guy, hey? Funny guy. Funny guy. Funny. I'm
It
actually
is
so
what it
finished.
is.
But yeah, no.
Speaking
Dude,
about clothes, I'm still waiting for my stuff, Bangy.
what stuff are you waiting for?
Bruv, the conversation we had on that nice yacht in Cape Town.
I don't
Mm-hmm.
remember. I don't
Great.
remember. I sit down, but you'll have to text me, and then I'm about to drop something very soon. I mean, like at the
I would
end
like
of this month.
to wear it. I'd like to wear it.
Yeah, like at the end of this
I
month.
like to do maybe pictures for you. Some.
Now don't worry because you're on this call right now. Come on, I'll talk to the big people upstairs and see what they can do for you. You know what I'm saying? I know some real powerful
Excellent.
people. I'll see what they can do for you.
Excellent. I will send my
Okay, so
measurements.
now I don't know. We've been bantering so much that you've taken me off course, dude. Um, so now you obviously don't know what the future holds. But obviously after Chorus Tunes, you do have to come up with another something. And I'm sure you
And then
don't
it's
know
gonna be
what's
very
that after that.
different.
But
Yeah.
do you know how long Chorus Tunes is gonna be alive for? Do you have a plan, or do you just
I
gonna write it
think
out?
Quarantines is gonna be alive as long as lockdown is gonna be alive, but it's going to evolve. Because even once we go back to normal, there's still gonna be that need because now you're creating another platform, another base for yourself on a different platform like YouTube or whatever, or your lives. Like, how do you evolve it and still keep it relevant for what's happening, even though people can physically see you? And it's like not everyone can actually physically see you. So
Right.
how do you bridge the gap? So it'll live. Come on, brother. There's no lights. No, Temo, everything. You should just switch off the lights.
When they dropping
Yeah,
another song?
so I am hoping before this lockdown is over.
Nah, why you hoping, bro?
You know, it's quite a tricky thing also just being in my position because I don't produce. So getting with producers and then people who do vocals, do people have laptops, do people have microphones? Can we all work remotely? Oh, it's a lot. And there
Okay.
is music that is done, but it's just like other people are signed and paperwork and it's just like, yo, I just wanna put music out there. But eventually.
Because I mean, I know it, and I know you know it. Um, there's a big gap for that. I actually wanna ask why you haven't released a song right now. Because we both know there's a big gap for that. Actually, that's what's expected
But
of
I
you
think
because you
also
dropped like one single.
yeah, but I think also mayonnaise is it's doing what it needs to do. It's taking its time. People are getting to know it. So
I see that
once
too.
they know it,
Yeah, I see
you
that too.
know,
I see that it's been out for a while, but I see people are growing towards it like more now, which is for me is like it's a case study that it's something very brand new. It's something very brand new for me because things don't normally happen like that. As far
but
as
which
like
is what I
me,
mean.
yeah, like it's
Once
very
once
new.
Hmm. But once people get used to you or know you, anything that you do or put out will always have first priority or first preference compared to things that people don't know. So you mean like exactly how you see it. Like the song's been out for a while. You know that. Other people don't know that. People that I used to even see every weekend, like were like, oh my god, the song's hard. I'm just like, really? Like that
Yeah,
song's been out
really,
since
nigga.
December. But
I knew that's
you
hard.
waited for someone else to say it was hot before you could decide. And it's just like that's also
Mm,
just how people's
that's
brains
a
work.
game.
And
Yeah,
you
that's a
can't
game.
change that. That's the game. So how do you use it to your advantage?
It's different. Because look, for me, dude, like I said, I've got a lot of theories, but how I see music is like if someone's on the come up and someone doesn't jump onto a song now, most people let it fly past. You know what I mean? Like you never catch onto that song. But I guess I mean for you it's working to your advantage because people know you're this DJ that's on her way to the top. And there's this one song that she's only dropped. So it's like, yo, what is this one song? And it actually low key goes up. Actually, it does go up. So it's like, let's check it out. So, do you take all your bookings? Do you do everything yourself?
God, no. This machine cannot run without the team. If I took all my bookings, I would have no money. Someone's always trying to negotiate. No.
That's not your business.
That's not my business. Even when people text me like, hey, I'm just like, oh, here's Kobe's number. Sure, he can help you with all the information you need. Like, I remove myself from it so far because also I'm really bad with responding. I just don't want to have the conversation. Like, I know people always say that, yeah, but I don't know them. It's just like, it's fine. I know Kobe. He's chilled. He will always come back to me and ask me. I'd rather have that. I don't want to have the whole conversation with you because you're always going to try and undercut me or whatever the case may be. And it's just like, I shouldn't be mixing that. There's someone else who's qualified to do that, who'll be able to give you all the information. Because what's the point of us having the conversation? Then I have to go to Kobe and be like, can you please make this invoice or quote to this person and give them all the information? It's like, you can speak to one person that can do everything.
Yeah, I get it. I think that's why I got myself a site. I got myself a website because I was so tired of people like trying to always, number one, ask for discounts, or people always trying to like change information when they didn't stipulate it. Like I'm just so tired of like, I wouldn't say I was tired of human interaction because like that's my day-to-day life. Like that's even with not having a job, but me interacting with people is going to be something that's going to stick with me because this is my job. Like this is my job. But I don't like interacting with people that I feel like I need to convince to buy a product. I don't ever feel like I need to convince anyone to buy a product. Like I don't ever feel like I need to convince you to buy. You should come to me and be like, yo, dude, I want that black sweater and I'm buying it now. Not on some, yo, dude, do you think I should buy that black sweater? Ish, what about the white one? Which one do you think is better? Hey, let me go try other brands. Now it's like, now I feel obliged to convince you, like, nah, dog, ish, ours has the best quality. Ours has the best this. And it's like, that's not my job though. You know what I mean? Like that's not my line of work. So I totally get why you have a manager. Yeah, I think we've spoken quite a lot. Time has actually flew by. Yeah, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much for your data. Me.
This is a very interesting conversation.
Data, I'm on Wi-Fi.
Same thing. You're still spending data, bruh.
Nah, honey, the Wi-Fi is free in my
data.
building.
Whether Wi-Fi, vapor.
It's free. It's free in my building. I work hard.
Sorry. I actually have never done this, but I want to start doing it. What would your last words of wisdom be to the people? Words of wisdom. I want to start this thing. You're the first person on it. Words of wisdom.
DBN GOGO.
Okay, let's for English speakers. I get
it. Shit.
You're gonna have to say it again.
Do dope shit.
That's it. Is that all you're gonna say? Do dope shit?
Do dope shit.
Okay. You keep doing dope shit. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much, Bengi.
Thank you for everything. Enjoy the rest of your night.
Now.
Okay, bye.
Bye.